Lyon with a 1-0 lead after the first leg. Frank, I'll come right back to you. We saw what Lyon did in the Coupe de Ligue against PSG. They pretty much shut them down entirely, not even a ton of chances for PSG. Why couldn't they just do that again?
Why not? I mean, it's possible. They had a fantastic game in the first leg, but it's such a long time ago. But you're right, against Paris Saint-Germain, I think they maybe deserved to win. Well, they didn't. They lost on penalty kicks at the end of after 2 hours. But yeah, they can do so, and I think Juventus is showing some weaknesses lately, and it's possible for Lyon if they believe they can go for a miracle. Why not? But it's going to be hard. I mean, we all know. I don't want to go back to cliche where Italian teams, they know what to do in very critical situations. So Juventus will have the experience, will have the history of the Champions League, but everything is possible for Lyon, and I believe that they can surprise somebody, and well, Juventus in that case.
Don, we know Lyon is good at making a game ugly, if nothing else. That's what you expect in this one?
Oh, absolutely. They are not going to come out and try and play total football against Juventus. It's not going to happen. They're going to adopt exactly the same tactics. But there's two sides when I think of in Europe over the last 3 or 4 years that you can never, ever depend on. And Borussia Dortmund's one, because you never know who's going to beat them, and they can lose against anyone. And Lyon are the other ones. Whenever they play home or away, you can never guarantee when they play games in Ligue 1, what the score is going to be, or even if they're going to get a result. And I can't depend on them beating Juve. The scoreline is either going to be 0-0 and they go through, or they get walloped 4-0. Because if they try those tactics and sit in, they're inviting loads of pressure, and then you bring Higuain, you bring Dybala, you bring Ronaldo into the game, and they, as we know, can open up any defence. So they've got to try and find a tactic, but it won't be going forward. It'll be pure defence all the way.
Ale, they're trailing. How worried are you about Juventus?
I am worried about Juventus, and it's not so much about whatever Lyon is going to do. It's merely just basing my opinion on what I've seen from Juventus since the restart. And it's a team that if you just took the uniform away and you took the crest away and it didn't say Juventus and you just watch them play since the restart, you think, well, there's some holes here. There's some frailties. There's some difficulties. And it's a team that at times can become very predictable in the attack and very Ronaldo dependent. And so Dybala has to have a big game. If Higuain plays, then he has to have a big game. But in terms of Juventus as a whole, they have been underwhelming. And I know that's difficult to say when they just won the title for seemingly the 100th time. But it just, the sense what I get from Juventus is that they should be better than what they are. And that by now, Sarri should have a better idea as to what his best team is. That we are deep into the season, and I don't think that he has a real handle as to what the best version of Juventus looks like. And we rarely see that best version of Juventus. So we go back to Dybala has to have a good game, Higuain may have to have a big game, but most of all, this all becomes, again, Champions League, big stage, and Cristiano Ronaldo. It's a story that we've seen before, but if Juventus is going to go through, he's going to have to score a big goal, because I just don't think that anybody else on that team is going to provide the sort of productivity that they need.
It's the Sarri way, Sebi, isn't it, Ali and Frank? When you think of what Maurizio Sarri does, it's substance over style. When he was at Chelsea, the Chelsea fans didn't really have an identity what Sarri was. He made them hard to watch when he had all those exciting players. He's got the same sort of players at Juve, and even at times, like Ali said, after the restart, they haven't been a particularly good side to watch. They stuttered towards the title. And with Sarri, he's not going to let them just go and play. He's not going to set his team and say, right, go and fly and go and beat this Lyon side with loads of style. It will be a bit of a grind. So I think that's the problem. When you try and get a handle on what Sarri's style is, it's not particularly offensive. It's all about just getting the job done.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.